Bluebell Blue, self-love, letting in love, self-care. You are the most important person in your life. When you can love yourself and give to yourself first, then your cup filleth up and it spills over and you have more to give. You know, if your batteries are depleted, if you're running on empty, then no one's benefiting from that. So it's really important to give to yourself. And it's not selfish, it's not egoic, it's self-care. It's important. You are important. You are the most important person in your life. And when we are nourishing ourselves, you know, through diet, through just reading a book, through taking some time out from being in nature, going for a walk, dancing, singing, playing an instrument, having a meditation, doing some yoga, whatever it is for you. And we're all unique, we're all different. And what nourishes me might not nourish you. So it's finding those things that nourish you. You know, it could be having a solo night in and putting on a face mask, being in your pajamas and just watching a movie. You know, it's really not difficult. But we have to recognize when we need topped up. We need to recognize that we're worthy and important and that we need to value ourselves. And on one level, you know, we can't expect anyone to give us anything. This is about taking responsibility for yourself, for discovering what you need, what tops you up, what makes you feel loved, and giving that to yourself. So you could do some journaling. You know, what do I enjoy doing? What makes me laugh? What brings me joy? When do I feel peaceful? You know, when we can reflect on all these things, then it's giving us the answers. You know, it's giving us what we need. And I know for myself, number one is coming out into nature, you know, and bluebells. You know, this time of year for me is just, it's so delightful to come and to be and to engage and just feel held in the energy of nature, to feel recharged. And most of us will feel recharged by being in nature. And it's one of my big things. I'm always encouraging people to come out into nature. But, you know, there are small things that we can do for ourselves. Just giving ourselves a 15-minute break from the computer and going into the garden or reading a chapter of our book. Whatever it is for you, find out and then give it to yourself. You know, even if you've got a packed schedule and you need to write it on your calendar, do it. Make it happen, because you're the only one that can make it happen. And it could be having a bath with essential oils. It could just be lighting some essential oils in a burner, and every time you enter that room or walk past, you're just uplifted, and you know, you can tap into that feeling of breathing in the joy, breathing in the nourishment. But the key is to finding out what it is that nourishes you. And if you have a partner or a family member or friend who's saying, you should do this, you should do that, no, you shouldn't. There are no shoulds or it's finding out what you want, what makes you feel nourished, loved, cared for. And if it's having a hug from your partner, then ask for one. You know, don't expect them to read your mind. Ask for what you need. And that's we can ask others for support and for help, but we need to ask for it. We need to take responsibility for gaining that result and not expecting people to read our minds or to give us what we need. We need to seek it out or to give it to ourselves. But self-care, self-love, when you give to yourself, then you can love others. They say you can never truly love another until you love yourself. And if you have issues with your body, I want to lose weight, I'm too big, I'm too that, this doesn't look good on me. Notice that and start to love your body, start to take care of your body. Nourish it with creams, oils. Love it, massage it. It's like begin to change the narrative in your mind of how you're perceiving yourself. And only you can do that. And when you love your body, you're going to give it what it needs. You're going to nourish it with what it's asking for. You're tuning in, you're loving it, you're nurturing it. It's like, what do you need? Drink more water. Then give yourself the love of having a glass of water. It's an act of love whenever you give to yourself. It's an act of self-care, of self-love. And if you have children, often they come first. But if they see you giving to yourself so that you're nourished and on full battery, and they see that you're giving them more when you've had that cup of tea, you're teaching them to take care of themselves. If you're running around on empty and all stressed, you're teaching them that's how it is. So when we start to reflect on all these different aspects, we learn, actually, I need to give, nourish, love, delight in my own being, and give myself a recharge, a love bomb. And often we're the hardest critics of ourselves as well. When we start to recognize our inner talk, our inner chatter, it's shocking sometimes what we say to ourselves, and we would never say that to somebody else. We are the hardest on ourselves, usually. And, I often tell people, to treat yourself almost like a newborn baby. What would you say if you were speaking to yourself as a child self? You'd be encouraging. You'd be saying you're going to have an amazing life. You're going to be wishing it blessings. That child aspect of yourself. If you could go back in time to a point, what would you say to your child self? You'd be encouraging. You'd be asking it to recognize its beauty, his or her beauty. So when we can think about it in that way too, it's like, wow, yeah, let's treat myself well. What would I say to myself as a child? And then do it, affirmations, mantras. Change that inner talk to encouragement, to possibility. Show yourself the potential that you can be. Encourage your self-worth and value. Give that gift to yourself.